Hello everyone, we're back today with some more X Rebirth. Today we're looking at the Conquest and War in Rebirth mod. So this mod's been getting a lot of attention lately. A lot of people are asking about it. Where do you get it? How do you set it up? How does it work? So I'm going to answer most of those questions for you here today the best that I can. This mod is only for advanced users of Rebirth. What I mean by that is people that have already been all the way through the main campaign at least once and have a really good grasp on the mechanics of how this game works, because this mod is just expecting you to already know the full extent of all the tools available to you. It's going to be throwing you quite a challenge and you really need to be prepared. So if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to die, your ships are going to get blown up, you're going to die, then all your stations are going to get blown up, and then you're going to die, and then you're not going to have any fun, and you're not going to understand why any of this is happening to you. So you need to play through the main game at least once so that you understand how this game functions before you install this mod. And to that end, I have loaded up a save game here where I've long since completed the campaign, and I have built my own end-to-end trade empire in DeVries. So I'm going to pull back all of my ships here to DeVries, everything I have, and before I even install the mod or anything, before I get it up and running, I'm going to pull all my fleets, everything I have, back to DeVries, back to my home base, basically. So that's for two reasons. If my properties, my stations come under attack, I need to be able to defend them to the best of my ability. And I don't want my fleets out onesie twosie by themselves, because if something happens to them, they'll be all alone and they can be destroyed, and I'm going to need all of my fighters that I can to defend myself here. And now that I have all my fleets back in my home base, I'm going to make an actual real save point, so in case something goes wrong I have a fallback position. And now we can download the actual mod. So I have set up a torrent, a magnet link in the description that you can use to download. You'll just unzip the zip file, take out the cwir folder here, and you extract it to the extensions folder of your X Rebirth install directory. So most likely you'll go into Steam, into your Steam apps, into your common folder, and then into X Rebirth, then finally into your extensions folder, and there you'll find all of your installs for all the different mods that you have in X Rebirth. And you want to make sure you don't actually install them inside one of your other mod folders. You want to make sure you install it in the actual extensions folder itself. That way cwir gets its own install directory. Then simply go ahead and extract all the files, and you should be good to go. There's no actual installer or anything you have to do. Then we're going to go in, but we're not ready to go yet. We need to go into the extensions of the main menu, go down to Conquest and War, and actually toggle it on. We'll see we need to restart one more time to actually get cwir to work. Let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. Exit game, reload, and now we'll check our extensions one more time, ensure it's on by default. There we go. cwir is enabled, and we'll load our most recent save that we just made. And we can tell by our main display there, you saw it said cwir 1.65 installed, and that's how we know we're installed and it's actually functioning. So what does it actually do? So here's some of the main points directly from some of the modders who worked on this. Basically it has increased fleets that can actually patrol around territories, large-scale wars between factions. The player can take over zones, you can completely destroy space stations now, which is not available in the vanilla game. The Xeon will actually try to invade, pirate factions will try to invade. It adds a lot of fighting to the game, and it also adds some pretty key changes to the economy, especially in DeVries. DeVries starts getting pretty well pumped up. New ships, new ship types with the interchangeable modules. They've been able to mod in new ship types into the game. Factions are able to be completely wiped out. They can also rebuild themselves with construction vehicles. They will send out construction vehicles to build new stations and take over new territories for themselves. All kinds of changes, all kinds of great changes that really adds a lot of life and a lot of replayability to the game, especially for the veteran players that have gotten to the end game and you kind of seen it all and there's really nothing left to do. This gives you a whole new purpose to the game. So now we're sailing into one of the core pirate sectors here. Normally my full Macron ship all by itself would be able to absolutely slaughter everything in this zone in the vanilla game. There's nothing here that would be a challenge. But sailing into the pirate zone where normally there's only a scattered few freighters, we see that they have an entire invasion fleet under construction. There's construction vehicles ready to go. There's an entire fleet of some type of new fighter ship that has long-range jets on it, and an absolute swarm of fighters of all types all over the place. So they are definitely getting ready to make a move on my territory, presumably, because I own everything else in this sector. So we can count this as a preemptive attack. But oh my goodness, look at all these fighters that are coming after me. We've seen in one of my previous videos that a small fleet of fighters can do a lot of damage versus one large, powerful ship. My full Macron here is very powerful, but with this new mod installed, not anymore. It looks like it's going to need some help. Wow, look at that swarm. Oh my goodness. He is definitely going to be needing some help. Yeah, support units, where are you? Wow, down 40% shields. It is murdering them left and right, but they're getting through the shields. It looks like some of my turrets are blown off. They have heavy bombers just teeing off on me. Oh my gosh, look at all those explosions. It's like gnats all over a corpse on the side of the road. Oh my gosh. They're all be like crazy. My shields are completely down. Look at all those explosions. Oh, they're just... like I said, they're just teeing off on me. And the longer I sit here, the worse it is, because they're aiming for my turrets and taking out my hard points and trying to cripple my ship. So, I don't know if I could get out of here right now, even if I wanted to. Looks like another member of my fleet, an Omicron destroyer, just showed up in the back there, but he might be too late. My hull is going down like mad. They're all over me. It looks like I've drawn the ire of this entire zone. They're definitely putting the hurt on. Wowza. Down to 30% hull. I don't think my Omicron's turning to come assist, but I think it's too little too late, buddy. He's boosting into position, but I'm at 10%. Oh yeah, there's no saving me, my goodness. Overwhelmed. Well, let's see what happens now. I'll bring the rest of my fleet in with me, and the tune is a little different this time around. The swarm of fighters that you see this time is on my side. I have many full Macrons and some fully stocked Iran carriers, and it's still taking them a while to take this fleet out. About 300 fighter craft. Many heavy M1 and M2 class vessels. Absolutely taking it to them this time. So I win the day, but I only win because I have billions and billions of credits worth of warships here that I can throw at this problem. So if you're a new player, you're not going to have the resources to take care of problems like this. I mean, they were getting ready to sail that entire fleet right into my stations, and they could have destroyed them easily if I didn't have all of, like I said, this billions of credits worth of firepower to throw at the problem. They could have completely destroyed everything that I had built to this point. So you really need to understand the game and really need to know what is going on and how to play in order to get the most out of this mod and have the most fun with it. So for someone like me who spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing, this is really, really fun. This is great. This is gives me something to use all my more advanced tools against, because the vanilla game itself really doesn't give you the chance to really stretch your legs with all your big toys you buy. Here we are, taking out their little stations. Now that the fleet is crushed, all that is left is their little way stations that don't really have too much in the way of defenses now. So my fleet, as you can see, I have quite a few vessels in the background there. They're taking it to what is left of these pirates, and those should be wiped out in short order. And I think this is where I'll leave you guys. This has been the very first look at Conquest and War and Rebirth. Let me know if you'd like to see more. I definitely think I'm going to play more. This is a really fun mod. It's a fun upgrade over the vanilla, especially for the end game. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more, please give me a like, or maybe even a subscribe. See you next time. Thank you very much.